Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, wonderful Unity of Charlottesville family. We are so happy to see you all here today and everyone online as well. My name is Janice Gilmore, and I will be your celebration assistant today. And over here on my left, my far, far left, is our senior minister, Reverend Don Lansky. How about that? And over here to my right is our beautiful and talented music director, Blair Jones, and her musicians and all of our praise singers. So, wow, you guys are all worked up today. I love it. I love it. So, without further ado, we're going to sing. And the lyrics to this song are perfect for this moment in our history on this planet. Just really perfect. Enjoy.
No more fighting, hearts uniting, all one people, all one dream. Hate is dying, love is rising, on a world awakening. Children of one God, one planet, let the earth and heaven sing. Join the angels' joyous ring, for a world awakening. Oh, for a world awakening. Oh, for a world awakening. One day all the world is watching. Time needs us a common thing. 'Tis our anthem, all are welcome to a world awakening. Oh, to a world awakening. Oh, to a world awakening. New ideas and new beginnings, that's what each tomorrow brings. Freely giving, we are living in a world awakening. Oh, in a world awakening. Oh, in a world awakening.
Really sing from your hearts on this one. Come on, give it all you got.
No more fighting, hearts uniting, all one people, all one dream. Hate is dying, love is rising, on a world awakening. Oh, on
Beautiful, everybody. Beautiful. Thank you.
So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville, and welcome to everybody who's watching online. And Unity of Charlottesville welcomes people of all faiths, all religions, all race, creed, religion, I said that, culture, hair color, toothpaste, political views, gender identity, sexual orientation. Everybody's welcome here at Unity. So it is our tradition to begin with prayer. We hope you'll find something here useful to you today. And let's just take a moment in what Ralph Waldo Emerson calls the wise silence. And we tap into the collective spirit of a world awakening, knowing that first there has to be some awakening within each of us individually. And so we are open and receptive to the movement of spirit, to the movement of the creator, the universe, whatever or however you conceptualize that there is a higher power within us. There is a place of center, a place of peace within us. And as we radiate that out into the world, we visualize a world awakening. We visualize world peace. We visualize a cessation of violence in the Middle East and in the Ukraine and in other parts of the world. We realize and visualize an awakening of consciousness, an awakening of healing. And if there's someone in your life right now that needs healing, perhaps yourself, perhaps a loved one, I invite you just to take a moment, softly, quietly speak their name out into this sacred circle this morning. We visualize answered prayer. We affirm answered prayer and healing for those that we love. And we claim this now in the name and after the nature of the indwelling Spirit of God, which we call the indwelling Christ. And so it is. Amen.
And we conclude this prayer with our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent. And it's that time. It's that time to greet our neighbor with a wave, a hug, a handshake, whatever works for you. Just love each other up. Let's do it. Woo! I'm in the right place. Right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And it is that time in the service for our Reverend Mark Boston to take all of the kids down to kids' school. Bye, guys. Have fun.
and we have lots of opportunities for transformation. We have fellowship today. After the service, go on downstairs and you have treats and lots of opportunity to chat and get to know your family better. And we have our art show. This month, we're featuring Ann Barkley. Thank you, Ann, for bringing your goods. Ann Barkley, I'm sorry. Ann Barkley, another Ann. Ann Barkley. So sorry, Ann. It happens. PMH, would you like to come up and say something about your workshop today?
98% of our people in the United States today believe in life after death. We're here to talk about that and to talk about the near-death experience. Thank you.
And her workshop begins at 1 o'clock right after fellowship.
And we'll be here in the sanctuary at 1 o'clock. And the men's group is meeting tomorrow night in the Fillmore House at 6 p.m. Bob, do you need to say anything about that?
Yeah, I'd like to have people show up.
Bob?
The people online need to see you as well.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in the Fillmore House, men's meeting. If you're interested, please show up. We're still designing what we would like it to be like, the fellowship to be like. So the more that are there, the more we can design the way we want it to be as a group, the fellowship, the circle of men. Okay? Thank you. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Fillmore House. Almost forgot where it was at.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have a special guest this morning. Reverend Patricia Golino Lansky is in the house. Come on up.
Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Take a bow.
Hi, everybody. So good to see you from this vantage point again. It's been a while. Well, I'm so very happy to have an opportunity to tell you about what's coming up this week and next week. As you know, all of us in the world are going through tumultuous change right now, personally and globally. Nobody's immune. So the Eastern region and the Southeastern region of Unity asked me if I would do a seminar on grieving, especially at this time of year with the holidays coming up. So I said yes, and this Wednesday is the first one. There are two sections, so you could come to the day or the evening. You can go to one or the other or both if you wish. Let me just tell you briefly what we'll be doing in this seminar. There'll be experiential and tools given to help to navigate grieving. There will also be wonderful new science that I'm so thrilled to tell you about that answers the question, why does grief hurt so much and why does it seem to last so long? Don't you want to know the answer to that? Well, there's new scientific research that really addresses that point, and it just made my heart sing to know it. We will also be talking about traumatic loss, which of course can be personal or in the global sphere that we are witness to every single day as we turn on the media. How do we deal with that traumatic loss?
Sorry.
That was traumatic. Okay, no problem. And we'll also look at how can unity, through its teachings and its communities, help the people who are grieving. Finally, we'll look at rituals and actually do a healing ritual for grieving and for loss. So I hope that you will all join me. Guess what? It's free to all of you. You don't have to pay anything, but you do have to sign up. And the way that you do that, look at the bottom of the screen there. Go to our website, Unity. That's wrong. Go to our website. Pay no attention. Go to unitycharlottesville.org. That's our website, /events. Click on the events, and you'll scroll down, you'll find my workshop, and then there you can register for either Wednesday or Thursday. And by the way, you're going to get all the handouts, you're going to get my PowerPoint, you're going to get everything that I'm speaking about at the workshop after you attend. So please come and join me. You know, it's always so much fun to be in dialogue with you, in class with you. A question?
Can somebody attend who's not a member of Unity? Yes. So do they have to pay?
Yes. $25. Yeah. No.
No, just Bob, can you turn the... Okay, we're there, yeah. No, they can come. Just go to the website and go to that link, and it will be free.
Yeah.
Okay?
They'll be part of us.
Yeah, the church
that
is
day.
paying for it.
Yes. Okay. All right. Hope to see you there Wednesday and Thursday. It's online.
Only on Zoom.
Only on Zoom.
Yes, only on Zoom.
Thanks for that question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Felt very familiar having you up here, Reverend Patricia. Thank you. So Ginger Collier is continuing her book study group. The next meeting is Saturday, November 11th.
And Blair, you want to mention about David Roth?
Oh, yeah. I'm really excited that David Roth is coming. He's one of my favorite songwriters. He's really his songs will really touch you deeply and make you think. He's so compassionate and humane and just clever, funny, and just a wonderful person. And I'm hoping we'll get a big crowd in, and it's a definite that the La Da Da's are going to open for him with a few songs, so I'm excited about that too. So that's, the La Da Da's are me and Mary Gordon Hall and Betty Jo Taylor. So we're very excited because we've taken songwriting classes with David. He's had a great influence on me and in my own writing and understanding how to take all of these wonderful ideas, positive ideas that we have at Unity, and put them into song. So I hope you all will come. It's going to be great. You'll be so happy you did.
Yeah, it's going to be a fabulous concert. And the way to purchase tickets for that is also to go to unitycharlottesville.org/events and look for David's event, and you can purchase your tickets online. I think it's $20 a person, and it'll be $25 at the door. Bob, this is way too hot, the monitor here. Okay. And there'll be kirtan chanting here beginning on November 18th, Saturday, at 11 to 12:30. Jeff, I don't know if there's a price for that. Is there a love offering or? A love offering. So it's a love offering. It'll be here in the sanctuary. And if you don't know what kirtan chanting is, it's just wonderful spiritual chanting that puts you in a wonderful, incredible place and space. A lot of fun just to be with other people and to do that. And then we'll be having a movie here on December 3rd called The Lost Century. This is a movie about the development and the suppression of free energy and free energy systems. It's narrated and created by David Greer. So that'll be December 3rd.
And we continue with our Wednesday night midweek prayer service, 6:30 to 7 via Zoom.
Last week we had our annual board meeting. I want to congratulate Tony Bouchard and Wayne Thomas. They're our new 2024 Board of Trustees. And the congregation also voted for the nominating team. Ellen Sullover and Maria Stein will be on the nominating team, and Buddy Leffers and Bob Butts will be alternates. So thank you guys for stepping up for that. And finally, Tony Bouchard, do you want to come up with your team? Shirley? Yeah, great.
I have some wonderful news that is just such a great reflection of how generous this community is and how proud I am of you. It's on my phone, so I have to have it see me here. So I wanted to give you results of what we collected for the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank when we were looking for essential items for households and grooming items. We collected 707 pounds of, that's a lot of toilet paper. And I just want to give you sort of what that meant. It's 570 rolls of toilet paper, 107 tubes of toothpaste, 184 toothbrushes, 199 bars of soap, and my personal favorite is over 1,800 feminine hygiene products. So that was great. And then we also distributed coats last Saturday, as you can see in the picture, and we collected 235 outerwear garments plus bags of hats and mittens. And that was from this community, but also other people who found out about it, which was really wonderful. And we have a wonderful team. We'd love to have more members, but I want to acknowledge those people on the team, because it's always Shirley and I up here standing, but there's a lot of other people who do work. So Buddy and Mary, and is Ingrid here today? And I know Ellen couldn't be here today. And who am I missing? No, that's it. That's it, okay. So can you stand up so we can sort of honor your work? So thank you. So we have a new project, so I'm handing it to Shirley to tell you about that.
So the new project is not even so new because we've done it a little bit in the past. It's Toy Lift, and we're going to help with some renewed energy this year. We are going to help in two ways. We're going to ask the congregation to please bring one of three things on one of 3 Sundays. Those 3 items would be new stuffed animals, new board games, or gifts for tweens. You know, middle schoolers, a little too old for toys, but honor them at Christmas would be wonderful. They can be placed in the bucket out there that has toiletries in it, but we will be decorating it, and by 12:30 it will be quite festive. And so that's where you can bring things on the 12th, 19th, and 26th of November, the next 3 Sundays. The second thing you can do is you can sign up to be with the team on Saturday, December 9th. I've put a sign-in sheet out there, and you can just put your name and email. It's December 9th from 9 to 11, and it'll be great. It's kind of putting things together for specific wish lists, and Cindy Payne will be leading us through that, who is a member here, and a lot of you know Cindy Payne. So anyway, I thank you in advance for helping in all these ways, and all you've done and all you will do, and thank you for your very big hearts.
That's so great.
One more thing that Ellen isn't here, or she could say this herself, but Ellen talked about how powerful it was to actually help the refugees shop. You can see the pictures behind me. You know, it's wonderful, and we totally appreciate the donations, but actually coming and helping is a really wonderful way to give, but it really gives back so much more. So if you can come on the 9th of December, it really is a wonderful way to, I think, kind of kick off the holidays, actually.
Great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
This was a world awakening. This was Patricia and I's really dream and vision for so long, was just to take these principles that we teach, that we practice, that we live, and move our feet, put them out into the world. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you all. It's wonderful.
Thank you for your vision. So it is time to share together our mission statement. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. And it's that time again. praise singers.
We are all seeds in the garden of God's dreams. Red and yellow, black and white, shining like a rainbow in God's light. Light that knows no border lines. There's beauty everywhere it shines.
God bless us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit on this city. God bless us all.
One heart believes and peace becomes reality. I remember to forgive. That's when I remember how to live. Let there be a celebration of all the colors of creation.
God bless us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit on this same road. God bless us all. God bless us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit on this same road. God bless us all.
We are all seeds living in the garden of God's peace.
Great job.
Well, Lily Tomlin once asked a really great question. She said, why is it that when we talk to God, it's called prayer, and when God talks to us, it's called schizophrenia? And of course, we human beings are divinely and amazingly finding diverse ways to pray and to worship. We've done that for thousands of years. Ramakrishna was an Indian saint who lived in the mid-1800s. And he was a Hindu. He was also in the Brahmin or priestly class. And he was known to have explored and practiced other religions, including Sufism and Islam and Christianity, all of which led him to God realization. He was a realized being. And Ramakrishna compared the worship of God to the many paths that lead up to the top of a mountaintop. that each side of the mountain has its own particular path and its own perspective of things, but all paths converge at the very top of the mountain. And he said that God made different religions to suit different aspirants, different countries, different times, and that all doctrines are only so many paths, but the path itself is not God. Indeed, one can reach God if one follows any of the paths with wholehearted devotion. And he said one may eat cake with icing, either straight or sideways. Either way, it will taste sweet. And I think the great saints and the great sages throughout time have understood this and taught this, that we are all expressions of the divine. We are one heart. We're interconnected. We're interdependent. We're all one. And Jesus put it this way. He said, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he makes the sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust." So I think Jesus is saying here that God is one presence, one power. God is omnipresence. God loves all creation without judgment, unconditionally. That God is, in fact, God is love. And if only our political and our religious leaders and their followers would heed this, something that is at the very core of all of the religions, all of the spiritual paths. It's amazing, really. It's unfathomable, really. Ramakrishna said, "I have now come to a stage of realization in which I see that God is walking in every human form and manifesting himself alike through the sage and the sinner, the virtuous and the vicious. Therefore, when I meet different people, I say to myself, God in the form of a saint, God in the form of a sinner, God in the form of the righteous, God in the form of the unrighteous." And of course, our version in unity of that is, I behold the Christ in you. I behold the divinity in you. I behold the divinity that you are. Namaste. The divine in me blesses and welcomes and accepts and sees the Christ in you, or the beloved in you. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to apply this truth to situations that I get into, to get past my own ego, to get past my criticisms, my judgments, my prejudices, all of that, to really see another person through the eyes of love, through the heart of love. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's not easy all the time, right? It's a spiritual practice. It's a spiritual discipline. It takes work. It requires work to do that, and attention, and intention as well. And we get plenty of chances to practice that, and to practice looking beyond outer appearances, and especially in this particular time in our human history. In the political arena alone, where there are so many hateful people spewing out so much hate and doing so many hateful things, every day I have opportunities, right? I have opportunities to practice seeing through the eyes of love, to affirm peace, to affirm love, to affirm oneness. Because we're all one in spirit. We're all connected. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this. He said, "We live in succession, in division, in parts, in particles. Meantime, within man, and I'll say women as well, is the soul of the whole, the wise silence, the universal beauty, to which every part and particle is equally related, the eternal one." And he goes on to say that in this deep power in which we exist, and whose beatitude is all accessible to us, is not only self-sufficing and perfect in every hour, but the act of seeing and the things seen, the seer and the spectacle, the subject and the object are one. We see the world piece by piece as the sun and the moon and the animal and the tree, but the whole of which we are shining parts is the soul. One heart, one soul. In 2005, there was a scientific study. It was co-authored by 67 researchers, and it was published in Nature magazine. And the scientists had sequenced the genome of a chimpanzee for the first time. Now, a genome is all of the genetic material in an organism made of DNA and RNA, and including genes and all of the elements that control the activity of the genes. And the scientists found in this study that 96% of the genomes in a human being are also found in a chimpanzee. 96%. So there was this man in the movie theater, he was at the movies, and he happened to notice that there was a chimpanzee sitting next to him. And he said, are you a chimpanzee? And the chimp said, yes. And the man said, what are you doing in the movies? And the chimpanzee said, I liked the book. Oh, man. You thought you'd get away with it. All right. So 96%. What about that 4%? You know, what about that tiny, tiny difference of the 4%? It makes a difference, I think, for most of us, because I'm thinking of those, I'm thinking about the people in Congress. 96%, but that 4% makes a difference. In fact, scientists have identified at least 40 million differences among the 3 billion DNA molecules or nucleotides in every genome, right? So, for example, we have a lot in common with a worm. It's a microscopic worm called the Caenorhabditis elegans, or C. elegans, and it has 20,000 genes. This worm has 20,000 genes that have the same function as a human being. And so this worm was sent up into space to orbit the space station, the International Space Station, for 11 days. I don't think it was driving, but it was up there, in a study to see how humans might do in deep space travel. And so if you ever meet anyone who seems kind of slimy and slippery, this may be why. We are cousins of the lowly worm. And do you know that human beings have the same number of chromosomes as the potato? So the moral of the story, I think, is to be kind to our fellow humans and to chimpanzees and to worms and to potatoes. And heck, why don't we just be kind to everybody? Why don't we be kind to everybody and everything? Why don't we do that? Right? Because we're all related. One heart, one spirit, we're all related. And that makes it all the more heartbreaking to witness these horrific things that are going on in the world, in Israel and Gaza and Ukraine and other parts of the world. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this next week. Saying that we're all one, that we're all children of God to a unity congregation is really like preaching to the choir, isn't it? Because we are drawn to us, most of us drawn to us to unity, because we profoundly understand, we profoundly get that there are many paths to God, that there are many different systems, there are many ways to achieve higher consciousness. We profoundly get, we value unity in diversity. We value spiritual freedom. We value the fact that we are, each one of us, brothers and sisters and children of God, however you conceptualize God. And so today really, I thought, would be about just remembering, because there's so much fear in the world, so many wars and uprisings fueled by hate and fueled by religious fundamentalism. And I do believe that one of the real purposes of being in spiritual community is so that we get to remind ourselves of who we are. We get to remind ourselves of who we've come here to be in the world. Not just to be tolerant, but to really be respectful, to be totally accepting, to really honor the beauty and the diversity in unity of our human family. And to see beyond hate, to see beyond war, to see beyond the evil that human beings seem to perpetrate against one another, and to vote. Voting is coming up, so please vote. Don't let that go. When we say let there be peace on earth every week, let it begin with me, they're not empty words, they're not platitudes. Because no matter what the religion, no matter what the culture, what part of the world, deep down we human beings share the same yearnings and the same desires, really. We all want to be happy. We all want fulfillment. We all want prosperity. We all want health. We all want the well-being and the safety of our families and of our children. Everyone does. We're all part of one heart. And so we worship and we pray in many, many different ways, don't we? There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that says, beyond the power of the sword and fire and beyond the power of water and winds, the Spirit is everlasting, omnipresent, ever-changing, never moving, ever one. Invisible is he to the mortal eyes, beyond thought and beyond change. Know he is and cease from sorrow. And I think this is sort of the path that we take in New Thought that maybe differentiates ourselves from other Christian branches, from fundamentalism, from other different things, that each one of us, we say in Unity in New Thought, has the potential for direct experience of God within, Spirit within, Holy Spirit, Christ within, whatever you call that, Buddha within. We all have the capability of direct experience. It's not just something for the hermits and the recluses and the mystics. It's not just something for the clergy and for the priests. Everyone has the capability to do that. And so in Unity, the emphasis is not on the hereafter. It's not on what happens when we die. It's not on the absolution of our so-called sins. But it's about the kingdom of heaven on earth, creating the kingdom of heaven on earth. It's about the kingdom of God within and the direct experience of the kingdom of God within, here and now, here and now. And the founders of all spiritual traditions teach this, and yet we have the Israel-Hamas war. How in the world does that happen? It's amazing. There is a growing area of research in the field of consciousness, which postulates, and actually it's been going on for decades, that postulates that everything in the universe is consciousness. That would be the ultimate oneness, pure consciousness, the unified field as quantum physics calls it. So quantum entanglement theory explains how two subatomic particles can be intimately linked to one another, even if they're separated by billions of light years in space. And despite this vast separation, a change induced in one somehow affects the other. So entanglement theory tries to explain that. And quantum string theory states that everything in our universe is made up of vibrating strings that are identical to one another, and every fundamental particle, everything that we know, including us human beings, are all made up of these strings. Touch a string in one part of the universe, and it will resonate and vibrate in another part of the universe. So I want to have Brian Greene explain this a little bit better. If we can get the stage lights.
Imagine I have a beautiful tree that's filled with oranges. And I ask myself, what is the orange made of? How do I answer that question? Well, I want to look deeply inside the orange, so I magnify it. And I magnify it again, and if I keep on doing it, deep inside, sooner or later, I begin to see molecules come into view. But molecules are not the end of the story, because the molecules, I can enlarge them. And if I make them big enough deep inside, I begin to see atoms. Atoms are not the end of the story, too, because we have electrons zooming around the nucleus. Deep inside, mostly empty space in the atom, but deep inside, we see the nucleus. So if I grab that and magnify it, I see that the nucleus is itself made of particles, neutrons and protons. And if I grab one of the neutrons and magnify it, I find yet further particles, little tiny quarks inside. Now that is where the conventional ideas stop. String theory comes along and suggests that inside these particles there is something else. So if I take a little quark and I magnify it, conventional idea says there's nothing inside, but string theory says I'll find a little tiny filament, a little filament of energy, a little string-like filament. And just like the string on a violin, I pluck it and it vibrates, creates a little musical note that I can hear. The little strings in string theory, when they vibrate, they don't produce musical notes, they produce the particles themselves. So a quark is nothing but a string vibrating in one pattern. An electron is nothing but a string vibrating in a different pattern. A neutrino, nothing but a string vibrating in a different pattern still. So if I take all of this back together, I have my ordinary orange, and if these ideas are right, they are speculative, but if they are right, deep inside the orange or any other piece of matter is nothing but a dancing, vibrating cosmic symphony of strings. That's the basic idea of string theory.
Got it? What if the experience of transcendence, which many experience in their meditation practices, brings us to a field of consciousness, a field of pure consciousness, the unified field? And what if the mystical experience that is found in all spiritual traditions is the experience of tapping into that universal oneness, which touches and enlivens everything in creation? Well, to put this to the test, the Transcendental Meditation Movement, which I'm a part of, is having a course at the end of December, the last week of December and into January, where they're going to be gathering 10,000 TM meditators in India to be doing their meditation together all at once in one place, many hours a day, long, intensive meditation, with the expected outcome that the coherence generated by those people meditating will have an influence in world peace. So they're going to put that to the test. The theory has already been replicated 6 or 7 times, I think actually more than that, called the Maharishi effect. I participated in at least 5 of those experiments. We had times when we had 4,000 people together. We had one time when we had 7,000 people together. And what they do is they measure the different parameters. Crime rate is a big thing that they measure. Violence is another that they measure. Conflict is another thing that they measure. So we will wait and see on January 13th when this course ends, or maybe even during the course from December 29th through January 13th, if there's some effect on the world from that. In addition to the goodwill of people all around the world in spiritual community who are visualizing and affirming world peace. Now, how could this be possible? How could it be possible that an individual generating, meditating, having goodwill, praying, could have this effect? So Bob, if we could have the stage lights again.
We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater than man's. He's never gonna let us relax.
We live in an in-between universe where things change alright, but according to patterns, rules, or as we call them, laws of nature.
I'm just not standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck compared with a star. The planet is just another speck. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, within us are made of star stuff. We are away in the cosmos and know it's all. Across the sea of space, the stars are other sun. We have traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned. We're all connected to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe. I find it elevating and exhilarating to discover that we live in a universe which permits the evolution of molecular machines as intricate and subtle as we. I know that the molecules in my body are traceable to phenomena in the cosmos. That makes me want to grab people in the street and say, have you heard this? The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are away in the cosmos and know it's all. There's this tremendous massive waves all over in space, which is the light bouncing around the room, going from one thing to the other. And there's more really there, really there. But you gotta stop and think about it, about the complexity, and really get the pleasure. There's more really there, really there. The inconceivable nature of nature. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, and billions of stars, billions and billions of stars. The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are away in the cosmos. Know it's all. Across the sea of space, the stars are other sun. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
So we're connected to each other biologically, we're connected to the earth chemically, we're connected to the universe atomically. The cosmos is within us because we're made of star stuff. The fundamental elements that make up the universe are also within us. And so we are the way that the cosmos, or God, can know itself. And what an amazing and compelling thought that is, which reminds me of the words in the song that we sing, Use Me, that God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. So today and this week, let's commit to letting our light so shine. Right? So let's prepare for meditation. So this morning, I'd like to try something with you all. It's, the number 7 is a very spiritual number that carries creative power, the 7 days in creation recorded in the Bible. So I'm going to invite you to do a practice with me that really acknowledges the spiritual truth of words that we can bring deep into our awareness, into our feeling nature. So the word that I'd like us to say out loud together, and we'll say this together out loud for about 2 minutes. I am one with God and all that is. Now by God, I know some people have an aversion to that word, so substitute whatever works for you. I am one with God and all that is. Let us say that together, and we'll continue saying it out loud for 2 minutes. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God that all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. And now I'd like to invite you to whisper this. Just continue repeating it for another 2 minutes, but just in a whisper. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God. I am all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God and all that is. I am one with God And now I want to invite you to just affirm this internally. Just continue repeating and affirming internally in silence, in silence. I am one with God in all that is. I am one with God in all that is. So this day and this week, I will practice seeing through the eyes of love and seeing through the heart of love. And now let's begin to gently come back to this room, to open our eyes very gently when it feels comfortable.
Thank you, Reverend Don, for reminding us that we are all one with God. Thank you so much. It is time to talk about our opportunity to give back a portion of all the love, all the peace and the oneness we've experienced here today. But before we do that, I'd like to ask if anyone's here for the very first time. Is anyone here for the very first time today? Okay. If anyone online is with us for the first time, we welcome you, and we hope that maybe we'll see you here in the sanctuary live. That would be wonderful. So do we have a board member? Yay. Amy Wharton.
Hi, everybody. So glad you all are here today, and I'm here to talk a little bit about our fall fundraiser. This is the next to last Sunday for the fall fundraiser, and as you can see, our goal is $30,000, and we are currently at $11,129. So thank you to everyone who has already given so generously to this. As you can see, with 2 weeks left, there's still a bit of a gap there, but I am confident that we're going to bring it home. This fundraiser will allow us, as if you came last week and you saw our annual report, this fundraiser allows us to come into the end of the year balanced, meaning everything that flowed out matched everything that came in. And that's just monetary. I mean, everything that came in is obviously also talent and time and presence of each and every one of you. So some of you, if you have not had an opportunity to give to the fall fundraiser yet, you may be wondering how much to give. I see a question. Hi, Ann. Do you have something to say? Okay. So this is a very personal thing that everybody goes through, and I went through that process today, a discernment process. And this represents for me where the boundary of my comfort zone is in what I could give. And I thought very much about Monday mornings when I go to church or when I go to work. And I walk into work on Monday mornings happy and optimistic, and my colleagues and coworkers are just like, what is up with her? Yeah. But it's because of this place. For me, it's what I get when I come here every week. My soul is just fed so abundantly. And so that is what this represents to me. What is that worth to me? And so I challenged myself a little bit this morning. I was thinking about it, and I thought, that's the boundary of my comfort zone. What if I could give $1 more? So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to wrap it inside this check. If you do give by check today, if you could please put in the memo that this is for the fall fundraiser so we can know how successful we're being with this. And again, just deepest heartfelt appreciation for all that you give week after week in all forms that you give. That is what makes this a church. We've got a beautiful building, a beautiful campus, but we all know that what's really the church is the hearts and souls that are here today and come every week. So thank you all for that. But I will say that the building does keep it from getting really, really hot in the summer and really, really cold in the winter, and keeps the rain from falling on our heads. So this helps with that. So thank you all, one and all.
And we do have this raffle going on from the bookstore from Don Brady. You can go to the bookstore, you can buy raffle tickets, and you can win this beautiful crystal bowl that Patricia has donated lovingly. And it's a $150 value. And as a runner-up to the raffle, you don't even know this, we have this beautiful painting down here, which is donated by Christina Henderson. And so that will be the kind of a second runner-up raffle. So just see Don in the bookstore for that.
So I was going to welcome you all to my art show downstairs, and it's photography by Ann Barkley. It's all nature photography. And the proceeds for the framed pieces will be $99 a piece donated to the fall fundraiser, and also prints are available to see me. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ann. It's lovely.
So let's bless our tithes and offerings together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, not of stone, calling out to all creation, you are not alone. Lions and lambs, saints and sinners, best of friends, enemies, woman and man, losers and winners, they are all in you and me. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part of one heart. Out in the cold, there are faces hidden by the wind and rain. Hold out your hand, someone will take it and bring you home again. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part of one heart. Out in the world tonight, oh, the fires are burning, tears are falling from the sky, still the world keeps turning. We are one heart, one soul, one dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part of one heart. Ooh, we are one. Yes, we are all a part of one heart.
Beautiful. So let's bring our children up, yeah?
We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking as the light of God.
Hey, church family, how's everyone doing today? Looking good from this vantage point, let me tell you. Well, Reverend Dad and the girls had a lovely afternoon today. It's gorgeous outside, so we spent the afternoon or the time period outside today.
You guys want to come up?
Oh, hey, come on up. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you too. So what did we do this afternoon, Delaney?
Today we answered Christian would you rather questions, and one of them was, would you rather be thrown into the furnace or the lion's den? And both of these represent God's protection, because no matter where you are or what situation you're in, God will protect you.
Which did you choose? Did you choose the fiery furnace or the lion's den?
Probably the lion's den.
Okay. How about you, Marley?
These stories in the Bible are metaphors that you can apply to your own life. For example, the parting the Red Sea is meant to represent changing your life, crossing over from one lifestyle to another, and the Jesus walking on water is meant to represent rising above petty thoughts and emotions and seeing life clearly. I would choose parting the Red Sea because changing your lifestyle in a positive way influences the world in a positive way.
Beautiful. So your question was parting the Red Sea or walking on the water like Christ?
Would you rather have the strength of Samson or the wisdom of Solomon?
And what did you choose?
Wisdom of Solomon.
All right. Well, how about we bless these wonderful, strong, wise, and wonderful children. Children, uniteens, wire viewers, teachers, and parents. You are loved, special, and important. Amen.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
And we still have pastoral care team, as always. If you have a need, please call the Unity office, or you can send an email.
And the Healing Helpers will be here right after church, and Buddy is here if you have individual prayers. And next week, enough. When is enough enough? That's what we're going to be exploring next week. And David Roth will be here next Sunday, but please come to his concert. It's going to be an amazing opportunity, amazing concert Saturday night. So you can go online and get tickets for that. So thank you, everybody, to Luke and Bob up in the sound booth, and Barbara and Tamsin and our blessing team, and our Reverend Mark, and our Blair and our incredible music team. Thank you all. Thank you, guys. Let's stand for our prayer for protection. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Let's pray for our prayer for protection. Don't forget, PMH's workshop is at 1 o'clock, and there's fellowship downstairs. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and wherever God is, all is well. We are all part of one heart. Have a great day.